हेलो गाइस, वेलकम टू नट्स एंड जॉक्स डग आउट डिस्कशंस एंड वी आर बैक अगेन। आज थोड़ा बात करेंगे काफी एक्साइटिंग एक टॉपिक के बारे में, ट्रांसफर न्यूज। हम सब बहुत एक्साइटेड है। बहुत बड़े बड़े न्यूज़ेस आ रहे हैं और सबसे बड़ा न्यूज लियोनेल मेसी। यही सबसे बड़ा न्यूज अभी चल रहा है हर जगह पे। पेरिस सेंट जर्मेन के बारे में बात करेंगे। रोहित दा, काफी काफी अच्छा अच्छा स्टील्स किए उन लोगों ने। मेरे पास अभी है मेसी, रैमोस, डोनारुमा, हकीमी, पोग्बा। पोग्बा का भी एक र्यूमर आ रहा है, लेकिन बाकी सब तो सब कंफर्म हो चुके हैं। थोड़ा पेरिस सेंट जर्मन के बारे में थोड़ा सा बात करेंगे।
Being very honest, it reminds me of Los Galacticos. Like that was the team that Real Madrid at one point in time, they literally had everyone. They had Beckham, they had Ronaldo, they had Figo, and they had Roberto
Zidane.
Carlos, Zidane, Raul at the same time as well. So like they literally had everyone in the team, and all they could manage was a Champions League, right? But like when these kind of teams are built, there's this expectation that comes into the picture, and that expectation is what basically results in the downfall. If you look at this team of PSG, it's a very star-studded team, no question about that. You ask anyone, you have got Donnarumma in the goal, right? And then you have Sergio Rico and Keylor Navas in the bench. So I am still doubtful because Keylor Navas himself is also a giant and has been proving himself over and over again. That's the first and foremost thing. Now coming to the defense, they have brought in the likes of Achraf Hakimi, they have got Kimpembe, they have got Ramos, they have got Marquinhos, they have got Bernat. So who is going to play? And at the same time, they have got Kurzawa as well and Thilo Kerrer. So I personally believe now Ramos, already on the aging side, will most likely not be playing all the games. If they're talking like I would have definitely liked to play Marquinhos and Kimpembe given their combination already over the years. They have formed a chemistry between themselves which actually looks solid. Now I understand Ramos may be the best defender of the world, but then again, there needs to be a certain amount of chemistry and coordination between two defenders. So let's say why I will tell you exactly. There was a time when Rio Ferdinand had Japstam next to him playing. And there was also a time when Rio Ferdinand had Nemanja Vidic playing next to him. Now Rio Ferdinand and Nemanja Vidic, both of them cannot be named separately. Like this is a pair which is absolutely inseparable. Same goes for PSG. Kimpembe and Marquinhos, they have been playing for a while now and they have a good understanding amongst themselves. Now let's say I bring in Ramos in between. Ramos is a rock solid defender, which is agreed. But at the same time, if you have a look, like Ramos's playing style is different. Ramos loves to go into the attack as well. Ramos loves to score. And you have to understand, in the last few years, Real Madrid lacked a man to score. So Ramos was a good option. But if you look at the attacking options of PSG, there are loads and loads of options to score. Even if two players fail, one player can score. Even if Messi fails, Neymar can score. Neymar fails, Mbappe can score. Mbappe fails, they have got even likes of Di Maria to score. So I mean, like, there's no stopping. So my question is, if Ramos carries on with the same intent of charging forward and leaves behind a defender, there will be a massive gap because this is not the Real Madrid defense that he has been commanding over the years. That's the first thing. That's about defense. Now coming to the midfield, you have gotten the likes of Marco Verratti, you have gotten the likes of Angel Di Maria, you have gotten the likes of Rafinha, and then Giorgio Wijnaldum, Pablo Sarabia, Ander Herrera, Julian Draxler. They are all stars in Europe. None of them is not that they are not stars; they are youngsters. And then you have gotten Idrissa Gueye, right? Now add the iconic Lionel Messi to that blend. So it's just an explosion. It's like the horns of plenty. Now, who plays what? We know Messi is a very subtle, is one of the best right wingers or attackers that is out there in the ranks. Now, let's say I bring in Messi from the right and Neymar from the left, right? And then what about the two central players? I'll need someone who can connect with them well. So that means I am actually deploying a new formation, a new chemistry, which will take time to gel up. Now, there's no doubt that the top two players will be Mbappe and Neymar, I guess. If not, they are using a 4-3-3 formation. At the same time, you have got in another important name in their ranks, and he goes by the names of Mauro Icardi. I mean, Icardi has been warming the bench for a while, but Icardi is actually a very good player and he can create. So the question is, whom will Pochettino play? Another important factor that I'd like to highlight, this is not Pochettino's style. Pochettino likes to bring in young players, harness them, and make them into a strong unit together. But then this is a team of superstars, and this will be a new challenge for Mauricio Pochettino. Like this is something where you'll have to gel the players, where there is high chances of ego clashes every now and then. So if Pochettino fails in maintaining those ego clashes, then this team can literally implode. And all these spending that they have done in this season, despite the fact that they have gotten these iconic players for free transfers, but at the same time they'll have to shell out a boatload of a very hefty salary, right? So believe me, if this team fails to gel as a unit, this team will explode like anything and people won't be able to help. It looks good to see things on the paper, but again, like I have previously mentioned in the Eurocup episodes, that football is not won by 11 superstars, but a team consisting of 11 well coordinated footballers.
एग्जैक्टली रोहित दा, राजोशी दा, सर्जियो रैमोस और लियोनेल मेसी एक ही टीम में, कितना इंटरेस्टिंग होगा ये वाला?
I think this has
Before
been the most
I'm
interesting,
sorry, Raj. I'm sorry, Rajarshi. I'll just interrupt you once. So I'll just give you one heads up. I was just checking out that in the Facebook. This was a meme basically. So imagine Messi and this guy, Messi and Marcelo fights, and Messi falls down, and then somewhere Ramos goes to defend Messi fighting with
Messi.
Marcelo. So, I don't know how it will be now. Rajesh, I'll let you continue. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, that's a quite interesting point, Rohit. Actually, I was about to talk about that because I saw the meme as well. So I think Rohit covered up all the base points. Actually, all the points. It will be a great tussle, great, combination when we see Ramos with Messi, because I just saw a video posted by someone where all the tackles made by Ramos and Messi were being showcased actually. So I was feeling a bit, strange, like such, so much, what shall I say, tough tackles made by Ramos. Some of were really, dangerous one on Messi, and now these two were fighting it out on the pitch itself. They were having a lot of brawls in the pitch, and now they will be playing alongside each other. And this is something. This is the beauty of sports, which you can say, and that's why I think people are very much, interested and very much excited about this coming season. And I totally agree with Rohit. This team might falter. There's a huge chance that this might looks good on paper, but they might not, raise up to the expectation because of the star-studded superstars they have in their squad. Just like the Real Madrid side of the past with the Beckhams and Ronaldos. But at the same point, if they place everything on the right place, I think this is the best team, like the best team I will ever see in my generation. Post the Barcelona squad which we saw during the 2009 to 2013 period with Iniesta and Xavi and Messi and Neymar and all and Suarez. I think the forwards, just look onto the forwards. This is the best forward lineup I think I have seen in my life. Mbappe, Neymar, Messi at their prime. What would you expect more than it? And another point I would like to add on, I guess Ronaldo's contract is ending next season. And Mbappe's contract is ending next season as well. So if Mbappe lives, you might never know. Ronaldo might prefer to go to Manchester. That's a different thing. But if PSG comes in with an offer, Ronaldo comes into PSG. Wow, this is a dream come true. Messi and Ronaldo together.
गूजबम्स आ गया.
Well,
This is a dream team, Rajarshi. But then again, being a Manchester United fan, I won't really be hopeful. I won't be too hopeful with the Glazers taking helms
yeah,
of
same
affairs.
here, same here.
But they have actually done good. But they have done good business in this transfer window. And going by the reports, they are still targeting the likes of Kamavinga. So if they managed to land Camavinga. Even if you look at Manchester's midfield, it has a very strong prospect. It has got Jadon Sancho, it has got Paul Pogba, it has got Bruno Fernandes, it has got Marcus Rashford, right? Now imagine Camavinga coming into the blend, right? So these, now I'll just point out one thing, okay? There's another important thing that needs to be taken into account. All these players that we are looking at PSG, other than Mbappe, most of the players are already in their prime. So maybe Neymar has a lot more game left in him, but players like Ramos and like Messi, they have hardly got at the most 2 to 3 years left in them, right? So I would actually say that even Ronaldo, he's most likely got 2 to 3 years at the most of prime game time left in him. So Ronaldo has already once said in an interview that he would like to end his career at Manchester United. Now there is a high chance that he may be coming to Old Trafford, because Glazers right now mean business with the team that we have, with Varane, with Sancho, and then with and at the same time we are targeting Camavinga. We are also targeting a centre forward. So most likely we will also be making a move for Mauro Icardi, if I'm not too mistaken. That's what the rumors say. There's nothing concrete, but there will be a last moment splash for Icardi. So if those things happen, if that is what it happens, then I personally believe that most likely Ronaldo will be joining Manchester United. Now, again, another point that I'd like to mention, talking about Messi's style of play, Messi likes to combine. Messi is not one of the fastest players on the pitch. He is one of the most creative players on the pitch. And in order for him to create, the defense will have to combine with him, right? Now, let's say PSG uses Ramos ahead of Kimpembe, okay, or ahead of Marquinhos, okay. Now Ramos is no longer the fastest defender that he used to be. He is a very rash defender. He is a very strong and robust defender. However, if you actually want him to combine with Messi and Mbappe and Neymar, he will have to go forward, push forward, and combine with them in the attack. Now that leaves a void in the PSG defense. Now, not all of their players are actually as fast as you would want them to be. Kimpembe is a very hard defender, but not one of the fastest defenders. The last time they had the fastest defender in their ranks, it was Benjamin Pavard, who was who is actually has got lightning speed up his sleeves, but now he's no longer in the team. So that means once PSG goes for the attack, they will have to play a high line of defense. Given the number of names that they have got in their lineups, a high line of defense suits their style. But at the same time, if they are up against a well coordinated team, like that knows how to coordinate and go on the counter, they can be very well in trouble.
ठीक है, काफी एम्बापे को लेके काफी चर्चा हुआ। तो रोहित दा, क्या लगता है एम्बापे कहाँ पे जा रहा है इस साल? क्या रियल मैड्रिड जा रहा है, या फिर लिवरपूल से भी काफी न्यूज आ रहा है कि वो लिवरपूल भी जा सकता है? पता नहीं, काफी कंफ्यूजिंग न्यूज भी आ रहा है कि वो शायद पीएसजी में ही रह जाए।
सी ऑन अ वेरी ऑनेस्ट नोट, ये सब ना बहुत बहुत कंफ्यूजिंग होता है। इस साल कुछ होने वाला नहीं है, बिकॉज आई एम प्रेटी श्योर पीएसजी वुड लाइक टू रिप द फ्रूट ऑफ मेसी, एम्बापे एंड नेमार, ठीक है। बट बीइंग ऑनेस्ट, most likely he will stay back at PSG, provided if this team doesn't explode, okay, because that's a good team. Now that he's just 22 or 23, he has got an entire career ahead of him. Now with the number of stars that's already in PSG, like what happened to Neymar, he was in between a crowd of Messi and Suarez. And the reason he left PSG was because the reason he left Barcelona is because he wanted to stand out. So शायद वो हो सकता है कि Mbappe goes out and stands out in somewhere. अभी मेरे ख्याल से लगता नहीं है कि Real Madrid में he can go, because actually if you see, with Messi and Ronaldo gone from La Liga right now will be in ruins. People won't really tune in to watch La Liga, honestly, because अभी भी पहले भी हम लोग जब गेम देखते थे, शायद we who follow football very religiously, we will probably still follow, because for us what matters is the football. But most of the fans, they believe in the Messi Ronaldo supremacy. So with Ronaldo gone, Real was already in ruins. they have been struggling to score. And on a very honest note, you cannot simply keep on depending on Karim Benzema, who is also aging. Age is catching up with him. He is more than a finisher. He is now a poacher. He waits for those opportunities to fall for him. So he is eventually turning into a prime Rooney. Rooney, towards his end at Manchester United, became a poacher. So that is what, there's a difference between a genuine goal scorer and a poacher. For a poacher, he'll have to wait for those opportunities to fall out and then pounce on them. But then again, not in every single match you'll get an opportunity. Let's just remind you of the match that Madrid lost to Ajax in the Champions League, where I still remember Peter Drury babbling out those words that Ajax has got their boots on the throats of the champions. I mean, like, they gave me goosebumps. So I don't know, in these kind of situations, what's going to Benzema do? Because you haven't seen Benzema producing those extraordinary finishes that Ronaldo used to do. There are times when you have to carry your team single-handedly on your shoulder. So I personally believe most likely this guy, Mbappe, won't be headed to Real Madrid provided Papa Perez doesn't splurge something extraordinary. Well, he has the monetary power. Maybe he comes up with something out of the world, something that Ronaldo and Messi can't even dream of. Because you know what happens in these cases of transfer, other than the footballing supremacy, it's also a clash of ego, right? You know, like when Messi and Ronaldo comes to a team, no matter how bad they play, their financial condition will improve because of the rampant selling of merchandise and stocks and the fans coming in. I mean, literally, Barcelona had their fans reduced by 1 to 2 million
1
overnight.
million. Yeah.
1 million, and PSG gained it. So you understand what kind of impact. It's not just the football impact that they bring in. So in case of a transfer these days, more than the football, it's the money that matters. So maybe Perez, in order to get Real Madrid back alive, he'll be bringing in Mbappe by splurging a boatload, like a crazy amount, like they did for Cristiano Ronaldo, right? But it's not happening this year, that's for sure. Liverpool also has an outright chance, but again, Mbappe doesn't suit Klopp's style. Klopp doesn't believe in those long runs and getting a target man up front. He believes in creating the ball. If you see Liverpool's attacks, most of the attack come from the wings with Robertson and this guy. What's the other name of the
Arnold.
Trent Alexander-Arnold? Arnold. Both of them do a lot of running and creates it. Salah creates those passes, turns in from the right wing. So he is not much of that route one brand of football guy. Klopp is a brilliant technician. He's a brilliant tactician. He believes in creating, and that is the beauty of football. That is why Liverpool was so successful. This year, they couldn't succeed because of the failure of their strikers. Sadio Mane was not at his prime. Firmino has occasional bursts of excellence. You cannot expect Firmino to keep on firing every single night. The night he will play, he will be the Superman, and the night he won't play, he will be going down the drain. That's what Firmino is all about, right? And at the same time,
Yeah.
you're saying. So at the same time, Liverpool will most likely be this time focusing on building the team. They'll need someone because see, right? Yeah, continue, please. I'm sorry.
Continue, Rohita. Yeah, after you.
So they will be most likely. Klopp will be most likely, because see, it looks good to buy players from other teams and suddenly adding like PSG has done. But if the same principle would have been followed by Sir Alex Ferguson in 1990s, then the Manchester United that we know that was formed under SAF would have never been formed. He let go of star players. He brought in young players like Giggs, Scholes, this guy, I'm forgetting his name. So whomever he brought in this team alongside Eric Cantona, he made this team into that invincible unit that they were. And that is what needs patience and creativity. That is why I love Klopp so much. He doesn't believe in that, extraordinary player supremacy. Yeah, one good player is needed to deliver you, but he believes in building a team. Once you build a team, that team becomes invincible. If not now, 2 years later. Like same goes for Ole. Like I know, in fact, I myself am a very heavy criticizer of Ole because he hasn't got a backup plan. He's always a one-dimensional guy. Like once his opening plan works, it works wonders. But from a team that had likes of mediocre players, those were unable to perform, where Mourinho left them, and United was criticized vehemently, he made the team finished in the second position in the next season. And we were good. We were really good in Premier League. Probably, yes, what City played, City had extraordinary players in their ranks. If you look at them, the money that they splurge, and now with the addition of Jack Grealish, it's going to be way more explosive. But look at what United has done. People are saying that we have just papered over the cracks. No, it's not. How do you build a team? Do you build a team by bringing in all superstars everywhere? No. You start by building a team by papering over the cracks where the problems were. United had a problem in Victor Lindelof. He was a good defender, but he was not the finest. That is where Varane comes in. United had problems in the right wing. Daniel James was good, but not extraordinary. Rashford was doing good on the left wing. So where does Jadon Sancho comes in? That's on the right wing. So these are very calculated moves according to me. Now comes the right back. Once Antonio Valencia left, United was struggling whom to get. Then came in Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Bissaka was a good defender. He's a very good defender. But when it went for attacks, you would see that his crosses were all haywire, all over the place. He was sending crosses outside the corner lines and everything. But now, in the latter half of the game, actually Bissaka started sending very calculated crosses. Now, naming another player, Bruno Fernandes, he was extraordinary ever since his footfall at Manchester United. But towards the latter half of the last season, that's after March, he started getting reticent. He was not able to fire on all guns. That is when Pogba came into the picture. That is when Pogba started flourishing. He started scoring the goals, tormenting the opponent like he does. So this is why I will also give credits to Ole, because he built this team, and that is important. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that Fred can be a regular player for Manchester United? No one, because Fred is not good. But what Ole did was actually combine him with Scott McTominay, and right now they are probably the best defensive midfield pair in Manchester. Because why? Fred also likes to attack, so does McTominay. And McTominay is a very hard defender, a defensive midfielder. So in case if Fred is ahead attacking, McTominay can actually come down and defend. So even if Matic was retiring, and Matic will be retiring in probably in this year end or in the next year, we still have the likes of Fred, who is now a star. This is how you build a team, and that is what Jurgen Klopp believes in. He believes in building a team. So I won't be surprised if he's actually going for Mbappe, because again, Mbappe is just 23 years old. He is still to hit his prime. A striker hits his prime between 27 to 32. Believe me, when he'll go that age, he will not be that rash and arrogant. Not everybody, see, he's right now suffering from arrogance. He's suffering from, like that superiority complex, that yes, I have been delivering in and out, I am the boss. It doesn't work like that. Honestly, you're not Zlatan. Let me remind you, you're not Zlatan. Zlatan talks and he delivers and he make up his words. So the very moment, and there's this one problem with arrogant players. I'm not saying that arrogance is wrong. What I'm trying to say is, if you fail to back up your arrogance, if you fail to back up your words, you will be criticized, and that can break you to the very bone. We have seen players breaking down like hell. Players like Danny Welbeck, players like uh, I'm not recalling this guy from Liverpool, Lalana at one point in time used to be a very heavily praised midfielder, but then he started getting a bit arrogant, and now look at him. He comes out on occasions. He's still a good player. I'm not saying he's not, but he's not a regular
Eden
starter.
Hazard.
Eden Hazard, look at what happened to him at Madrid. So believe me, things do happen. That is why he'll have to be very careful. Mbappe will have to be careful in choosing his next steps. But there is a high chance, maybe Klopp maybe can go for Mbappe. But I really don't see him going to Real Madrid until and unless Papa Perez show his magic from the pockets.
Liverpool is also targeting Adama Traore. और फेडरिको चिएजा और लोकाटेली, रेनाटो सैंचेज को भी टारगेट करे, जो बारसा का भी
Okay.
प्रायोरिटी लिस्ट में है। तो
Okay.
देखते हैं क्या मतलब क्या होता है अल्टीमेटली। लोकाटेली जुवेंटस, लिवरपूल और आर्सेनल काफी टारगेट चुके हैं, कर रहे हैं। आपको क्या लगता है राजुशीदा, कौन सा टीम पल्ला भारी, कौन सा टीम का पल्ला भारी है?
आई थिंक तुमने 2 टीम का नाम लिया, राइट?
3 टीम,
जुवेंटस
जुवेंटस,
एंड,
लिवरपूल और आर्सेनल।
अच्छा आर्सेनल का नाम मेरा कान पे आया नहीं। अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा, तो एक्चुअली लोकाटेली, अगर लोकाटेली से आप पूछोगे तो आई डोंट थिंक आर्सेनल को प्रीफर भी करेगा, with all due respect to Arsenal, because अभी जो कंडीशन में Arsenal, I think they have just signed, they are willing to send James Madison, and they have already signed Ben White. So I think
या
they will be going for James Madison. I think Madison has just played his last match in the final against City, which Leicester won. So I don't think Locatelli will be going there, but he might push for other 2 teams. I will be really fond of. I'm really fond of him, and I would like to see him in the Premier League for sure. Coming into Chiesa, I think he would be a great addition in the Premier League because he can suit into any team in Premier League from my view. But I don't think he will be moving this year with from Juventus, because I think Juventus has already made it clear that they are less interested in any a transfer market for Chiesa, no matter what the price tag is. I think Chelsea are the team who already bid it for Chiesa earlier, about say 190 or 100 millions, but Juventus rejected it. So I don't think he will be moving in. Uh, Coming to Locatelli and Chiesa, this is all. I don't think they will be moving. Locatelli might move in, but not for Chiesa. Coming as per going to Chelsea, I think yeah, City had a great signing of Jack Grealish, which Rohit would mentioning and would give you the details, because I think from my point of view, I have seen the best midfield when I saw Roy Keane, Scholes and Giggs play together. Later on, we got to see Xavi Iniesta, and now I think the best midfield duo, which is currently into a build up right now under the coach of Pep Guardiola, is Jack Grealish and Kevin De Bruyne. I think this will be the most creative midfield the world will ever seen, which I am predicting and assuming right now. This is going to be the most crazy midfield you will ever see in the Premier League in the world right now. At the same point of time, if I talk about Chelsea, I think they have got the best defensive midfield right now with Kante and Jorginho. I can't overlook that because there are matches for matches right now. I think Jorginho, Kante, they are the best right now. And from the creative point of view, I would say Jack Grealish and Kevin De Bruyne. So if you take my point of view, I think adding Harry Kane to City would be a great add-on. But I think Jack Grealish is a masterstroke from Guardiola and City. I think he will put much more creativity and made. I think someone actually quoted. I think Pep quoted like it's a team of midfields. So I think this is a great addition to the City side. I think it will make them much more stronger than any other season in the past seasons. I don't know how will they gel up in the coming season, but I think they are looking really good at the moment. They have put
What about
the perfect
Lewandowski?
addition to this.
What about
I don't
Lewandowski?
think Lewandowski will be moving anywhere from Bayern Munich. Yes, I think there was a rumor with
There are few
United as well.
rumors,
Uh,
he can join Chelsea, काफी मतलब चेल्सी भी जा
yeah,
सकते हैं, मैन सिटी भी जा सकते हैं। चेल्सी में
but
चांसेस
I
ज्यादा
don't.
है क्योंकि हालैंड को वो लोग मतलब साइन नहीं कर पाए हैं, तो देयर आर फ्यू रिमर्स की लेवेंडोस्की
Not
चेल्सी में जा सकते हैं। तो अभी और एक
No,
रिमर
I
आ रहा है
don't
मैन
think
सिटी
so.
भी जा सकते हैं, पता नहीं, हैरी केन
I
के ऊपर
don't.
डिपेंड करता है काफी
I
बहुत
don't think
कुछ।
so. Chelsea is out of contention of Lewandowski because they have already signed Lukaku, and Lukaku is
या हाँ
already
हाँ हाँ,
finalized himself.
या
So Lukaku is there. I don't think they will be moving for anyone else.
ग्रीजमान का भी एक रिमर
Uh,
आ रहा है, ग्रीजमान का भी और एक रिमर
Griezmann,
आ रहा है।
yeah, Griezmann might move on, and I think there was a rumor where he might be preferring a move to Atletico Madrid again.
एटलेटिको मैड्रिड या
So yeah, so he might move
स्वैप
on
डील
there.
सॉल
Similarly,
के, सॉल और
yeah.
ग्रीजमान के,
So
ग्रीजमान
Saul Niguez, yeah. So that deal is on. Along with that, I won't be surprised if Chelsea move on, but I don't think Chelsea will move after Lukaku. because they have all the patches covered right now with Hiej, Havertz, and Timo Werner being there with Jorginho and Kante. I think all the bases are covered from their perspective. City might come into the frame with Griezmann, but I'm still optimistic about that because they have landed the biggest signing. I think more than Jadon Sancho and Rafael Varane. I think this will be the marquee signing of the season for me. Like Jack Grealish, and I think that was the only player I was, you know, gearing up for. I wanted United to sign that man. I think like he's my favorite player first of all, and second of all I think he's the most creative player I've seen in the Premier League after Kevin De Bruyne, along with Bruno Fernandes, obviously. Yes, so Jagger is a great add-on. I think for the time being United does look a bit of formidable side along with City. I will still put City uh, above United and Chelsea or any other side in the Premier League. Even I am backing City to win the UCL as well, even though PSG have signed Lionel Messi. Along with that, I'm really interested to see how Chelsea, Chelsea actually sizes up and play this season, because I am actually assuming that Chelsea will give a tough competition to City. And if United play well and play up to the potential, I think this will be a three horse race in the coming season. But I still prefer City to back the Premier League title if Grealish and Kevin De Bruyne performs the way they have been performing well, like they have been
चेल्सी
performing
का
in the
और
past.
एक राहुल जी दा चेल्सी का और एक तो र्यूमर आ रहा है कि हैजार्ड कैन रिटर्न, और एक र्यूमर आ रहा है। तो रियल मैड्रिड के पास तो शायद कुछ बचा ही नहीं होगा, मतलब समझ में नहीं आ रहा है। वरान मैन्यू चला गया, मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड चला गया, उसके बाद किम्पेम्बे का भी एक छोटा सा र्यूमर आ रहा है कि पीएसजी छोड़ सकते हैं, पता नहीं। जैसे रोहित दा ने बहुत बोला है किम्पेम्बे के बारे में, लेकिन एक हल्का सा र्यूमर आ रहा है कि किम्पेम्बे कैन ऑल्सो लीव सर्जियो रैमोस के आने के बाद। पता नहीं ये कितना, मतलब र्यूमर्स तो होता ही है। मतलब चेल्सी की भी काफी मतलब हलचल मचा रहे हैं।
I
मैं
think
तुमको और भी
तुम जो
एक
जो
मैं
जो
तुमको राजर्षि आई जस्ट कट यू शॉर्ट वंस, आई एम रियली सॉरी। मैं तुमको और एक अच्छा र्यूमर दे रहा हूँ। इस बार प्रीमियर लीग चैंपियन होने वाला न्यूकासल यूनाइटेड, मोस्ट लाइकली दे आर गोइंग टू साइन सैंटियागो मुनेज। Believe me, Santiago Munez will
oh
once again come to
brilliant,
Newcastle United and they'll
that's
win the league.
brilliant.
लॉटारो मार्टिनेज जा रहा है,
भूल
सुनाई दे
जाओ
रहा
यार
है।
Lautaro Martinez को, Santiago Munez is coming, no other player can beat him. He'll score right from the goal
Correct,
line, he'll curl
absolutely.
the ball in. ठीक है, so that's the guideline. But at the same
आई
time जो
ऑलवेज
राजर्षि
बैक द
बोला,
अंडरडॉग्स, आई ऑलवेज बैक द अंडरडॉग्स। तो स्पर्स जीतेगा तो
so
ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं।
जैसे राजर्षि ने बोला, एक्चुअली मैं एक टीम, तो मैंने फैंटेसी प्रीमियर लीग का टीम बना रहा था, तो मेरा टीम पे ग्रिलिश और डिब्राइना को पहले मैंने दोनों को ही ले लिया था, बट उसके बाद पता चला कि दोनों इतना हाई प्राइस है तो मुझे बाकी प्लेयर्स मिल नहीं रहा है। So I had to drop Grealish and bring in De Bruyne, because I always keep Fernandes in my side because I know Fernandes will give me something or the other, either a penalty or an assist, कुछ तो देगा वो। ठीक है, so Fernandes is
Correct,
always
correct.
there, and alongside that I also have Vardy because I know Leicester fail करे या ना करे, but Vardy गोल करने वाला ही।
Vardy will
ठीक है,
score.
Vardy
Correct.
exactly, Vardy, Calvert-Lewin, Fernandes and De Bruyne, they have always been my favorites, but इतना high price हो जा रहा है, तो he was just talking about everything and he very well summed it. Rajat really summed it up very well. Manchester City this time is a squad to behold, despite the fact that Guardiola wants Bernardo Silva to leave, but he is also, like, most likely he won't be leaving this time. They have gotten the likes of Rodri, they have gotten the likes of De Bruyne, they have gotten the likes of Phil Foden, who's coming of age now, Fernandinho, Jack Grealish, Gundogan. Whom do you want them? Like, they are literally, like, it's not just creative, it's also one of the most destructive midfields of Premier League. Okay, now
With
talking like
up
the
front
way
and
he was
Ferran
talking.
Torres.
Exactly. They have got Ferran Torres, and at the same time, they have got Sterling, who most likely isn't firing right now. But you never know what Sterling can do if he clicks, actually. Right? Now, coming to the fact that they have gotten Grealish. Grealish can play both as a forward and as a midfielder. And he is equally dangerous in both. We have seen what he can do against, like, for England in Euro Cup, and we have seen what he has been doing for Aston Villa for the last few seasons. But once again, I have my own skepticisms because, see, Grealish, like, try and understand, when you play for a mid-table team, right? there's not much expectations from you. Especially if I show you players like Romelu Lukaku. When he was playing for Everton, he kept on scoring and scoring and scoring and scoring. As soon as Manchester brought him in, he scored. But the number of chances that he missed, they were much more. Again, he went to Inter Milan. Now you will say that is there no pressure playing under Inter Milan? Like they are a good team, they are a big team.
Correct.
They are, but they are not as contesting as in Premier League. Because other than Premier League, अगर तुम दूसरा कोई leagues देखोगे, Syria, Juventus has been the champions for a while. It's the first time that Inter Milan created some kind of disruptions. ठीक है? Bundesliga, यार runaway leaders है Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich,
ठीक है? La Liga, 2 horse race. Most likely this time it was 3 horse race mainly. ठीक है? बाकी सारा teams आता नहीं है. Okay? So if you still have a look at Premier League, of course Manchester City has been winning hands down because they have been spending a lot. But at the same time, it's highly competitive. You never know which team, the team that is coming second in this edition, will like what happened to Liverpool. If Alisson Becker wouldn't have scored in that last minute, a team that went on to win the Champions League the season back would have actually been like wouldn't have been even playing Champions League this time. So this is the beauty of Premier League, and that it is so
4
competitive.
different champions in last 6 years.
Exactly, that is what highlights that what kind of teams that we are talking about. So he said, like, so that is what I want to point out about Grealish. He was playing for Aston Villa. So for Aston Villa, there was no pressure. He did not need to deliver in every single match. But with the price tag right now that is on his head, that's of 100 million, and with Guardiola as a preceptor, he will expect a lot from Grealish. And Grealish will have to deliver, because if he doesn't, he has got the likes of Gundogan, Rodri, and Bernardo Silva vying for the same spot. So very well, if he is unable to perform, जितना भी अभी कंधा में उठा के लाया है Grealish को, शायद next season में देखेंगे ऐसे ऐसे उठा के फेंक दिया, फिर से वापस एस्टन विला. हो सकता है ऐसे ऐसे हम लोग बहुत देखे हैं. जैसे अभी हम लोग हजार्ड का बात कर रहे थे ना, चेल्सी के लिए ही वाज इलेक्ट्रीफाइंग. रियल मैड्रिड बहुत पैसा खर्चा करके बेचारा को खरीद लिया. उसका बाद जिदान यार ऐसे सर पे हाथ रखता है कि क्या कर रहा है बंदा.
Why Memphis Depay for us? Memphis Depay for us.
Like for Memphis Depay. Similarly, I have fears that even Memphis Depay won't be able to perform in Barcelona as well.
Barcelona.
Because see again, Memphis Depay fails under pressure. He is not that, like he is not someone who will, because to perform under pressure, you will need a lot on your shoulders. You will have to have a lot of character. That is why players like Ronaldo, exactly, players like Ronaldo and Messi are so special. Because no matter whatever is the situation, they will squeeze themselves out. That is what is needed. But देखो अभी जो situations है, I personally believe that again Manchester City is a very star-studded lineup, but you never know what may happen at what point in time. And also talking about Chiesa, just one thing that I'd like to mention, he has already proved his worth in the Euro Cup, right? And now he has been playing brilliantly for Juventus. So Juventus, as soon as Ronaldo leaves, this team will also lose its glamour right now. And with the rise of Inter Milan, I personally believe that Chiesa most likely will be willing for a Premier League spot. That is important. But then again, do not write Juventus off completely because of one man who has returned to the old lady of Turin, and that is Maximiliano Allegri. He is a magician, and he can make things happen. He can make wonders work. And he has got another magician under his chaperonage, and that is Cristiano Ronaldo. Okay? So believe me, a lot of things are going to unfold in the next few seasons, in the next winter window that's about to come. Okay? Believe me, just hold on. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning of chaos. This is where, believe me, in the next 2 seasons, we are staring at a transition of legacy. Because Ronaldo and Messi will step down from the mantle. Because they're almost reaching at that age where they will give up on the game. So next, who? Who is in the line? Lewandowski?
Can we ever see him in the ISL?
I guess we can, but that will be at 50 years of age, and he will still go on to be the highest scorer in ISL. I still think Messi have just booked 2 more Ballon d'Ors for himself after joining PSG. That's my personal feeling.
Maybe, maybe, but at the same time, you see, I know Ballon d'Or has been a two-dimensional contest for all these years, but I personally believe अगर 2020 का Ballon d'Or दिया जाता है किसी को, it should always be Lewandowski and shouldn't be anyone else, because that will be injustice. Okay.
For me as
Now
well.
coming
For
to
me
the
as well.
2021,
Yeah, and
because
I
coming
think
to
that
because he scored like crazy. He scored like crazy यार, मतलब रुक नहीं रहा था
yeah,
बंदा.
absolutely.
हर एक मैच में एक गोल, दो गोल, एक गोल,
42
दो गोल,
goals.
मतलब पता नहीं क्या भूत सवार हो गया था. Exactly. So मेरे ख्याल से it should be Lewandowski for 2020. 2021 it can be a tough challenge. Messi will be the forerunner. But again, I don't think, giving someone Ballon d'Or on the basis of a continental contest which has lost its glamour. Copa America is no longer the same, right? उसका ऊपर बेस करके अगर तुम जाके you're giving out a Ballon d'Or, I believe that will be also very harsh.
I
There
feel
are players who
Jorginho
can
must be a
contest.
front runner for it.
I don't think so, because he is a cool
If
and
not
calm player.
him,
But अगर तुम
Lewandowski. Yeah.
अगर तुम यूरो कप देखोगे, यूरो कप में I personally believe Chiesa played a much better role, and so did the pair of Bonucci and Chiellini and Donnarumma in
Chiellini,
helping
yeah.
Italy to win, right? So maybe since there is no other competition, that is why Messi may win. But you never know. Ronaldo can also be the winner.
I don't think so this
Uh,
time around.
पोगबा को लेके भी
यार
बहुत
देखो, अगर
काफी
अगर I'll just go there, Diptan, I'm sorry, but अगर
yeah,
अगर तुम
sure,
मुझे
sure.
पूछोगे यार, अगर तुम मुझे पूछोगे, मेरा तो एक ही जान, मेरा एक ही दिल है, मेरा दिल में वो एक ही प्लेयर का नाम बसता है. आई डोंट केयर रोनाल्डो, आई डोंट केयर अबाउट मेसी. अगर किसी को बैलन डीआर देना चाहिए, वो है ब्रूनो फर्नांडिस. Yeah, now you are saying something, Diptan, about
Yeah.
Pogba.
पोगबा के क्या चांसेस है? मतलब काफी छोटा छोटा रूमर्स आ रहा है कि पोगबा कैन जॉइन जुवेंटस, पीएसजी. तो मतलब कितना सच है? मतलब क्या लग रहा है?
हो सकता
I
है.
don't. अच्छा बोल.
हो सकता है हो सकता है पोगबा कैन जॉइन अदर टीम्स. बट अगर मैं मैनचेस्टर का भी मैनेजमेंट में रहता, अगर पोगबा इंटर में जाना चाहता है, ठीक है, आई विल बी मोर देन हैप्पी. बट गिव अस लॉटारो मार्टिनेज, आई विल अलाउ हिम टू गो. इट हैज टू बी अ स्वैप डील, बॉस, एज सिंपल एज दैट.
No.
अगर यूवेंटस
The rumors are suggesting that he can join Juventus or PSG.
I actually do see him joining Juventus, because like I said previously, Ronaldo most likely will be coming to Manchester.
It can be a
So
swap
this
deal
can
then.
exactly, this can be a swap deal, because I don't think you, because see, Pogba has a lot of years left in his kitty to play, but Ronaldo has got at the most 3 seasons left in him,
3 years.
2 or 3 seasons. I will not personally prefer it, because Pogba is a very talented player. He's an electrifying midfielder. The day Pogba starts running rings around opposition, believe me, the opposition won't stand a chance. They simply won't stand a chance. They may have Messi, they may have Neymar, they may have everyone, but believe me, the man who can actually destroy single-handedly, that's Pogba, and we have seen it previously. We have seen what he can do for France, and at the same time, he's done things for Manchester United as well. Okay, so I don't think personally leaving Pogba will be a good option. But if I have to leave Pogba, I will need players of his stature. अगर वो यूवेंटस में जाते हैं, मुझे या तो रोनाल्डो या फिर किएजा चाहिए, ठीक है. अगर वो इंटर में जाते हैं, मुझे मोरो इकार्डी, सॉरी पीएसजी में जाते हैं, मुझे या फिर इकार्डी, नेमार या एम्बापे, कोई एक चाहिए. So I guess it should always be a swap deal. But अभी right now we are almost in the Premier League. 3 दिन बाद Premier League starts.
Yeah, I don't
think
think
he's going anywhere this
any
summer.
sort of transfer is happening.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
exactly. I
if
also think
if the midfield starts clicking for Manchester like the way right now they have, अगर Sancho, Fernandes, Pogba, Van de Beek and Rashford they start clicking together, I don't think Pogba is going anywhere in the next
रोहित दा,
summer as well.
ट्रिपियर भी शायद मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं.
हो सकता है, एंड आई विल बी मोर देन हैप्पी टू वॉच ट्रिपियर.
Yeah.
बट मेरे ख्याल से अगर ट्रिपियर को भी लेना है तो कहाँ पे खिलाओगे?
Exactly.
Because
think,
Trippier is a defender, right? And in defense we have already got Luke Shaw, whose backup
Luke
is
Shaw.
Brandon Williams. Yeah, whose backup is Brandon Williams, who's equally good, right? In the right, and at the same time we have got Alex Telles, so don't forget that. And the right wing we have got Aaron Van Bissaka, right? And Aaron Van Bissaka's backup is Tuanzebe. Tuanzebe has also shown good bursts of brilliance.
I think Tuanzebe
in the middle
is living, Rohit. He's living for a loan
okay, I was
deal
not aware
to
of
some
it.
Premier. Yeah. So I think
But I guess
You are
there's
forgetting
no
Varane.
point.
Varane already आ
Varane is
चुके हैं.
so
Varane
Varane
is a
is in the
defender,
CB
na,
with
so
Harry Maguire, right? Now, if
yeah,
I
he will
take out
stay there.
Varane of the equation, we
Hmm.
still have got Victor Lindelof. Okay, if I take out
Eric
Harry
Bailly is
Maguire of
there.
the equation, we have got Eric Bailly in the middle, right? So
Hmm.
where will we play Kieran Trippier? Instead, what we can do is we can bring in a striking option because Cavani is getting a bit single-handed now. मार्शियल मुझे नहीं पता, मार्शियल का नया स्टाइल है, बंदा हिटमैन बन के आया है तो अब शायद हेड से गोल मारेगा पूरा, ठीक है, उसका नया, आई डोंट नो, हैव यू सीन हिज न्यू हेयर स्टाइल
Yeah,
राजेश जी?
yeah.
He's
Yeah,
gone
fully
bald.
shaved, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he's gonna score all with his head. But actually, you know, if Martial gives up on his lethargic way style of playing the game, he is actually a very good striker, right? He knows how to be at the end of the balls. He know how to create chances. And the best part is, बहुत few strikers ऐसा होता है जो dribble कर सकता है. And
Yeah, he
Martial
can
is
dribble
one of
really
them
well.
who can dribble. Okay, so believe me, Rashford at the back, right, and Martial up front, but the Rashford in the wings and Martial up front. If these two duo combine and Martial actually plays well, things can actually be working for United. But again, Martial hasn't been at his phenomenal best, so I believe we will need a striking option for Cavani because even Cavani is getting old. तो मेरे ख्याल से शायद अगर इकार्डी मिल जाता हम लोगों को, that would have been a great option. ठीक है, but Icardi is not coming up. That's a sad story. I don't know. Maybe Manchester can get him. या फिर अगर कामाविंगा भी हम लोग का पास आता है, if कामाविंगा comes in, most likely Rashford will be going up as a striker. But Rashford hasn't been actually great as a striker. Rashford has been better as a
Yeah.
winger. In the earlier days, when he started, he was a brilliant striker, no doubt about that. There is one striker whom I really would love to see and improve,
Greenwood.
and ambidextrous. I'm really sorry about my net issues. So yeah, like I was saying, Greenwood is one player who is ambidextrous, and his left foot is a rocket launcher. You give him anything out on that left foot, and he'll fire home like anything. He doesn't know how to stop, and he is an excellent dribbler of the ball. If you see him doing step overs, it reminds me of the early days of Cristiano Ronaldo, like the way Ronaldo used to do the dribbles. But you know, he's too young and he'll need a lot of experience. He'll need a good coaching to guide him, right? But if we actually can use Mason Greenwood, he can be a very, very big thing for Manchester United in the near future. उसका एक प्रॉब्लम है, that is his headers. His headers aren't that good, but बंदा फुट से बहुत अच्छा खेलता है. I personally believe that अगर हम लोग ग्रीनवुड को नर्चर कर सकते हैं, Manchester can go a long distance. This United team, it's actually filled with a lot of talents. Also, अगर कहीं पे कुछ नहीं होता है, ग्रीनवुड को अगर हमको राइट विंग पे भी खिलाना है, वो भी हम कर सकते हैं. Because at the end of the day, we have got Jadon Sancho who can play as a striker as well. So this team
Exactly.
gives me hope. This team fills me with hope. Being a Red Devil, I believe I can once again start singing "Glory, Glory, Man United" and be the Devils are on our way to Wembley. That's all. That's all I'd like to say.
And I think United. What the main problem with United is, you know, we have all this Rashford and Martial for quite a while, you know. But the main point where they lack is the consistency. Okay, and that's where I fear for them. I think I haven't seen much consistency from Martial and Rashford, even from Pogba as well. But in last season, we have seen a bit of creativity and a lot of, you know, good performances from Pogba in some good crucial matches. And a lot of people say United couldn't stand up in big matches against Chelsea, Tottenham, and City and Liverpool and all. They don't perform up to the level where they should
I
have
guess I
expected. You
guess
know,
we won both. I guess against
we
City we were undefeated.
City we won both, yeah. And against
We
Liverpool, we
won.
were
Yeah.
expected to. Against Liverpool, we were expected to win the match, which ended 4-2 in favor of Liverpool. We were expected to win, and even like that's where we need to put our shoes on. At the same point of time, even if we don't perform against the big six, okay, if we perform on the rest of the teams consistent basis, okay, and if you can get the results and we can get the wins out of the next all the rest of the teams, excluding the big top four or top five, then also we can. I think personally, like we can clinch the title, we can become the champions. So what we want is consistency from Pogba, Rashford. I think Pogba is performing really well. I hope he performs well.
Since you mentioned consistency, I'll really like to name Edinson Cavani. The man has been
Absolutely.
firing
Hats off.
day in, day out. I guess Manchester
Hats
should
off.
actually take a lot of lessons from that guy. He's an experienced campaigner. He can score at any point in time, and he's a brilliant footballer. Like he has been leading
Absolutely.
a lot of teams ever since, and I believe his experience will come into the fore again, right? And with the arrival of Varane and Maguire in the defense, we will also get in the likes of good leadership. So that is where I personally believe in Ole can step up with his tactics. This Manchester has got a lot of promise.
I think we have the best defense right now, if I'm not wrong. In Europe,
एक्सपीरियंस
I
और
guess.
यूथ का अच्छा मिक्सचर है इस बार.
I hope so. I hope everything goes to our plans. I just hope so. That's all I can say. I won't be too hopeful because बाद में बहुत गंदा लगता है. यकीन मानो
Yeah,
जब मैनचेस्टर यूएल फाइनल में I went so angry. I broke two of my tables with my bare hand. I was so angry. That was my anger.
yeah, I think
Because I
Ole
still didn't
Ole
understand.
ka,
I still didn't understand what was the point of taking out Pogba in the last instant. He's a potential penalty
absolutely.
taker.
Yeah. No, I'd say same thing. I think Ole ka और एक I see a some sort of a lack in his planning. In his planning and in his strategic analysis.
That has
Where
always
I
been
see,
there. That has always been
yeah, I
there. Like
think he
we are
doesn't have a
playing
backup
on the
plan.
strategy
He
of
doesn't have a backup plan.
exactly. We are playing on the strategy of counter attacks. So what
Counter attacks,
actually
exactly.
we are more successful against the big teams because we are playing those counter attacks. Right? We know they will attack us, we will sit back, we will soak in the pressure, then we will hit back. And Manchester has got very fast-paced players. We have got Rashford, we have got Sancho this time, which will actually help us in the counter attacks, right? We have got Greenwood, we have got Cavani, the target man. So it's a proper counter attacking team. But when we are facing the small teams, now they do not attack like the big teams. Now our defense
Absolutely.
doesn't know what to do because
Yeah,
we
the
know that when they
creativity. There's a
attack, we
lack of
come, we
creativity.
soak in, we will go ahead and soak in everything. बट जब बंदा अटैक कर ही नहीं रहा है तब मेरा क्या स्ट्रेटेजी है? तब मुझे अटैक करना है, बट मुझे तो आता नहीं है, मुझे खाली डिफेंड करना आता है और फिर हिट बैक करना आता है. अब वो लोग का भी स्ट्रेटेजी सेम है कि बस मैं भी बस पर करूंगा बिकॉज ये मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड है, दे आर अ बिग टीम. अब मेरा देख रहे हो कि मेरा स्ट्रेटेजी ऑपोजिट ऑपोजिशन भी यूज करे, अब मैं क्या करूं? यहीं पे ओले विल नीड टू यूज सम ब्रेन्स. Maybe he
Absolutely.
can
And it's
learn.
time for him.
See, he has got a mentor in Sir Alex Ferguson, one of the most colossal mentors. He needs to learn from Fergie. There cannot be anyone better than who can teach him other than Fergie. Fergie is most likely not the coach, but still he is a father figure to Manchester United, right? So he should actually approach him and he should learn things. Even Zidane learned from Marcelo Bielsa. Zidane, when he was coaching the academy side of Real Madrid, it was Real Madrid Castilla. Marcelo Bielsa actually taught him. He told him that if you want to learn, stay back. And he did stay back and he learned. And look at what Zidane has become. He's a monster of a
Three
manager
back-to-back
now.
Champions League.
Exactly. So Bielsa is the madman. But when we talk about coaching, if we talk about the best coaches in the history, Sir Alex Ferguson will be on one of the top places. Okay. So I guess this is also high time. And see, Solskjaer already shares a great relationship with Fergie because he has played under
Fergie,
him.
yeah.
Exactly. He is the one who delivered Manchester United the Champions League in 1999.
He should
So
take
I
some
guess
out.
he should
He should
use
take some inputs from him. Yeah.
exactly and then start because see, not every game can be won with counter attack. You have to be creative. If you have see, I'll tell you one creative aspect of Manchester United, and that is where most of the goals have come from. That is Luke Shaw. He has been brilliant. He has been freaking brilliant.
Crosses are brilliant. Yeah.
Crosses, the runs, that is where the creativity comes in. But this kind of creativity comes in the notebooks of the coaches. The players do not do it. It's the responsibility of the coaches. Boss, this team plays in this strategy, so we will take it. जैसे Ole knows, Manchester City attack. They're an ultra-attacking team. So what can be done? We don't have the resources to hit them back on the attack. So what do? We soak the attack because City is not expecting us to
Counter
attack.
attack. Yeah.
then
And
we
then we
counter.
counter-attack and hit them back. बट जो टीम्स जिसको अटैक करना ही नहीं आता है वो भी सेम स्ट्रेटजी, यार मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड है, बहुत बड़ा टीम है, हम लोग अटैक नहीं करेंगे, हम लोग डिफेंड करेंगे। यार वो लोग का लाइनअप देखो, पोग्बा है, ब्रूनो फर्नांडिस है, कभी भी गोल कर देगा।
उसमें नील हो जाता है बस।
तब एक either we are drawing or we are losing by a 1 goal margin, that's bad.
ठीक है, हाँ मैं जाते वक्त थोड़ा सा अपडेट्स दे देता हूँ। थोड़ा बहुत रूमर्स अभी भी आ रहा है तो मैं दे के जा रहा हूँ। बायर्न म्यूनिक में टीमो वर्नर के चांसेस है थोड़ा थोड़ा, और आपके मैन सिटी के पास ग्रिलिश तो चले गए हैं, हैरी केन और लेवेंडोस्की के भी चांसेस है। आर्सेनल में हेंडरसन जा सकते हैं जो अभी रूमर्स आ रहे हैं, और बार्सिलोना में रेनाटो सैंचेज का भी जाने का थोड़ा थोड़ा चांसेस लग रहा है, तो पता नहीं क्या होगा। और एसी मिलान में तो जीरो साइन कर चुके हैं। अब देखते हैं क्या होता है। सारे लीग शुरू होने ही वाले हैं, कुछ दिन का और वक्त, और उसके बाद फिर से हम लोग फुटबॉल एक्शन में सब मतलब बिजी हो जाएंगे। तो ठीक है,
प्रीमियर लीग इज बैक, व्हाट एल्स कैन बी बिगर देन दैट? द वीकेंड फुटबॉल इज बैक बॉस। यार हम लोग जो लोग इंट्रोवर्ट्स है, हम लोग के लिए वीकेंड फुटबॉल सब होता है। बंदा लोग जाके डिस्को पब में बैठे रहते हैं, अब हम लोग के लिए वीकेंड फुटबॉल ही सब होता है। यार बैक टू बैक कम से कम वो वापस स्टार्ट हो रहा है, आई एम वेरी हैप्पी अबाउट इट।
प्रीमियर लीग 14 से शुरू हो रहा है, सीरी ए 21 से, बुंदेसलीगा 14 से, ला लीगा 14 से, लीग 1 15 से। सो मैंने आप लोगों को बोल दिया। बस काफी एंटरटेनिंग वीक शुरू होने वाले हैं, तो ठीक है, अब आज गैरेज बंद करने का टाइम हो गया है। तो थैंक यू रोहित दा, थैंक यू राजशी दा, और प्लीज अगर आप लोगों को हम लोगों का डग आउट डिस्कशंस और बाकी जो सब कंटेंट्स है, द एनिमे गाय, केयरफुल क्रिटिक्स, अगर पसंद आ रहे प्लीज लाइक कीजिए, शेयर कीजिए और सब्सक्राइब कीजिए। थोड़ा हम लोग को सपोर्ट कीजिए, हम लोग और भी ज्यादा अच्छे अच्छे वीडियोस लाते रहेंगे। थैंक यू।